We all love telling scary stories around the campfire, with a flashlight up to our face, trying our best to scare our friends. Can you imagine that feeling, but in Star Wars? Well, now we finally have a book of scary Star Wars stories with Dark Legends by George Mann. These stories are written as though they could be told around campfires on Tatooine or shared on ships traveling the hyperlanes. Not only are these stories meant to frighten you, they're also meant to serve as cautionary tales. No one can be trusted in the galaxy far, far away, and everyone is susceptible to corruption from darker forces. Hey everyone, my name is Emma Park. I'm a content creator here at Youtini, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dark Legends by George Mann. But before we get into the review, let's hear from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Audible. If you've never listened to a Star Wars audiobook before, you are seriously missing out. Each Star Wars audiobook has high-quality narration, sound effects, and music that makes you feel like you've been transported from the pages of a book right into a movie. If you've never listened to a Star Wars audiobook before, then I have a deal for you. You can get a free trial of Audible through Youtini. That's right, it's completely free, no strings attached, and you get to keep the book forever, even if you don't buy another book from Audible again. But trust me, I think you will. To claim your first free audiobook, just head over to youtini.com/audible. Alright, let's get into the review. Dark Legends is a follow-up book to Star Wars Myths and Fables. Both books are written by George Mann and illustrated by Grant Griffin. Dark Legends costs $14.99 US, and I got mine on Amazon using a Youtini affiliate link, which you can find in the description below. This book comes in at 224 pages long, and it contains 7 stories. The front cover has a beautiful illustration of Darth Vader from the story The Predecessor, and the back has another illustration from the story Blood Moon. The side, as you can see, also has the symbols of the Empire and the Sith, which I think is a really nice touch. Now that I've got all the basics out of the way, let's move on to the actual review. While we aren't paid for reviews here at Youtini, we do receive advanced reader copies for free. Our goal with these reviews is to be honest yet respectful because we love our Star Wars authors and we want them to keep writing Star Wars. That being said, you can always trust us here at Youtini to give you an honest review that makes your reader experience the best possible. Alright, here we go. Let's discuss the time frame. This book doesn't take place in any specific year in the timeline. Every story takes place in their own time frame, ranging from the Republic to the Rebellion, and many, many years before. In fact, the way this book is written suggests that we aren't supposed to know if these stories are real or not. When you read this book, you're not supposed to think of it in terms of canon or legends. The purpose of this book is solely for fun. In terms of characters and setting, Dark Legends introduces us to some new characters and places, and adds more creepy lore to characters that we've already met, like Darth Vader and the Grand Inquisitor. We also get another story with a character we first met in Star Wars Myths and Fables, who quickly became a fan favorite, Darth Kaldoth. We get to travel to Batuu and Coruscant and Exegol, along with some other never-before-seen planets. Even though we aren't positive if these stories are true or not, it sure does seem plausible that the Grand Inquisitor goes to an orphanage in the middle of the night to steal Force-sensitive children, or that Darth Vader makes his officers feel paranoid like they're choking all the time. Whether or not these stories are true, they sure are fun to think about and absolutely terrifying to read. The reason these stories are so terrifying is that they deal with the fear that there are monsters out there, and the fact that they might even exist within ourselves. Despite these stories taking place in the Star Wars universe, we can really see ourselves in these characters since we share the same anxieties, and that's why these stories can have such a large impact on us. My personal favorite story in this book is the very last one, called A Life Immortal. It centers around Darth Noctis, who is searching for immortality. Her research takes her to Exegol, and things get crazy from there. I won't spoil the rest of it, but this story really adds so much depth and intrigue and lore to the planet Exegol, and I really enjoyed it. Like its predecessor, Dark Legends provides every Star Wars fan, young and old, with a wonderful collection of stories. This book, along with Myths and Fables, proves to every Star Wars fan that not every kid's book is suitable only for kids. This is a powerful lesson, and just as powerful as any lesson taught on the pages of Dark Legends. contemplating reading this book, I'll make your decision much easier. This is a fantastic book for any fan of Star Wars, and especially fans that enjoy great storytelling. If you're worried that this book is below your reading level, don't let that hold you back. Just because a book is easier than books you typically read doesn't mean that it doesn't have a great story. I absolutely recommend this book for any Star Wars fan, and anyone of any age will thoroughly enjoy it. That'll do it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed our review of Dark Legends by George Mann. If you'd like to help support Youtini, links to all the books mentioned in today's review are in the description below. If you'd like to take a deeper dive into the books, make sure to check out The Living Force, the official podcast of Youtini, or catch the live show every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Youtini_US. Visit us online at youtini.com for timelines, reading guides, and book profiles for every single story in the Star Wars galaxy. If you'd like to help Youtini out more directly, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Youtini. And if you need a positive group of Star Wars fans in your life, check out our Discord at youtini.com/Discord. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.